Welcome to the NYMD podcast. We got schedule release, some NFL, some MLB. Nothing really exciting happened this week, so enjoy the show. Welcome everybody, NYMD podcast. Your host Kevin Hart, Brian Sherrard here on a kind of muggy, so to speak, Saturday. Really don't have a ton to talk about, but sports did happen this week, so that's why I'm a little bit monotone, kind of keeping it down. I'm just trying to. That's why I even had the music in the background, kind of keep the tempo up. But we did, we're gonna talk about the Mets and the Orioles. I'm not. Basketball, I think, stuff like that in the sports. Anyway, what's going on, B? How are you, man?
No, the question is, how are you, Hurt? Look, don't come in here, man, all monotone and all sounding down and dejected.
I'm not down and dejected. I'm just, it's another Saturday and a year of Saturdays.
No, this is just another Saturday, Hurt.
Yeah, I mean, Leeds United just drew with Newcastle, trying to save them from relegation. A pretty good game, 2-2 draw. DraftKings is DraftKings, I guess. Nothing real exciting here.
Oh.
So, obviously we were going to talk about the Mets. So, obviously nothing exciting there. But the final was the NFL schedule release, which seemed to be important to some people like yourself.
Oh my gosh.
who like making travel arrangements as soon as the schedule's released at 8:00.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we'll talk about some of your destination spots and things like that. But as we do every kind of show, I only got one question. So what do you want to talk about?
Wow. I think the title of our podcast says it all, Hurt. I think we need to start off the podcast with the biggest news of the week. I mean, look at the
our home game against the Dolphins on the 3rd December.
Oh my gosh! Look! I cannot remember the last time I seen you sport a Washington jersey, man. I'm so excited.
Oh, I did this once before.
No, like what, 5 years ago?
No. Obviously, Chase Young, which is Chase Young jersey.
Oh yeah.
Christmas gift, obviously, because I don't buy things with players' names on it. It was less than 5 years, even though it was like 3 or 2. But I have worn this during the season or something, or probably our last, maybe when we played each other recently. I don't even know when the last time that was. But maybe something like that, I might have worn it. I'm not sure.
No, this is big news, Her. This is big news. You're wearing your Commanders jersey.
Yeah, I ran out of stuff to wear.
It's official. It is official. Ding dong, the witches did. Magic is coming back to Washington. The NFL is bringing Magic back.
Hey, every time you hear bells, an angel grows its wings. So,
Oh man. No, man. The Washington Commanders are officially sold. It's done. Dan Snyder is done.
Yo, son. Yo,
He's
son.
done.
Yo,
Down
we back,
goes
son.
Snyder.
We back,
Down
son.
goes Snyder.
We're back.
Goes Snyder.
And we're back. It's burgundy and gold, baby. We're back. Listen, I've
Make you feel, man.
been waiting so long for this. I've no, dude. Oh, that's why I was not gonna get excited until I saw something officially come across. Everybody's like, "Oh, look, it's I don't know what can happen. Still, something could happen. I don't know, but it went public now. So
Right,
if anything ever went back, it's definitely due to the soon to be former side of this whole deal. I'm oh man, that was a great day.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I was putting up W's. I was just, like it's Wu-Tang, but it's washed. I was like, I could actually look for, Commander's gear now. Again, not like I still like the name because I don't, but it feels cleaner now.
Yeah.
That's all.
This may, and I know I don't want to digress too much, but since you brought it up, do you think ownership is going to keep the Commander's name? Would you be?
I don't think we can change it. I mean, it's millions and millions of dollars that went into this whole thing. You know what I mean?
But you know what? These owners got billions and billions of dollars.
Well, he just spent 6.5, so I don't know how many billions he got left. But no, dude, just keep it.
Just keep it, okay.
Already changed the song. We got that stupid pig as a mascot. Just leave it. And
what's his name? Major Tutty? Is that his name?
Something, Bacon. I don't know. Something like that. I don't know. Either way, I gotta come around to it.
Yeah.
I gotta come around to it. So I was gonna take anybody but him. And now that he's gone, and Harris, who also owns the Sixers, also owns the New Jersey Devils, which kind of don't like being affiliated with them too much, but it is what it is. He has gotten a $6.5 billion franchise with a very dedicated, very happy fan base who tweeted out former players who were ecstatic, over the soon-to-be ownership change. So, hopefully Snyder rides off into the sunset and stays away. But it makes everything so much better. And I was on, cloud 9. I was on cloud 24.
So it's like, you've been talking a lot of Star Wars this morning. It's almost like the balance has been restored in the Force. It's almost like, the Sith Lord has been defeated.
This is Josh Skywalker. Josh Skywalker has come in and taken away from the Sith Lord. Now again, this Sith Lord wasn't the most powerful Sith Lord. We know that one's in Dallas.
Right.
Okay. And there's other bunch of Siths too. There's one in New England as well.
Yes.
Okay, so we do have a bunch of evil Empire type dudes, but this dude tried to be one of those. This dude was like, Count Dooku or something. Like he wasn't the most powerful, but he tried to be the biggest dude possible. That's who he was. And I'm just, I can kind of feel it. Like I feel like his Tatooine's got 2 moons. You had the W coming up in the sunset now. All the little Commander maniacs out there, brother, just sitting there, and you hear the Star Wars music. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just
Josh.
You know why? Because there's a new hope. That's why.
Yes, there we go.
So yes, I'm ecstatic.
That's good, man. Now I'm really happy, honestly, because Snyder was the worst, man. It was the worst, and I know how you feel because we had all these years of Angelos.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No, but I was gonna say, man, it wasn't. We didn't have like the off-field scandals. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But we had the losing and the meddling and the owner thinking he knew everything and all that stuff. But I'm just really happy because now, like you said, it just brings upon hope. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to worry about, your franchise having financial scandals and sexual harassment scandals. And
I mean, I don't care. You know, the financial
scandals.
Dude, the financial stuff is what it is. And I'm not saying I agree with it or like it. It's the other, like you said, the sexual, that's just, stuff with the cheerleaders and just stuff like that. That right there is when you really are tossing because you're connected. You own the team. So you're really taking it, throwing it in the mud, and literally just keep stepping on it.
Yeah.
And that's how it felt every single time. And then something new came up. And then something new came up.
It was always
came up. And it's like it just never stopped. I mean, I was happy when Steve Cohen took over for the Mets, but only because our owners before were cheap.
Right.
But they weren't like bad people. Like Snyder's just a bad dude, yo.
Yeah.
So it just rids a dark, horrible cloud from over, the burgundy and gold skies of, the Commander Nation.
Yep. Well, man, I'm glad it happened. One last question: What do you think? What do you think ultimately how this is going to affect the team? Like, what changes or what changes do you see coming?
I see a lot of people coming back.
Okay.
Obviously, I have never had this combination and this, the season coming up. I look forward to. I look forward to actually going down there. I look forward to actually getting my first W. And I'm not talking about win. I mean like a shirt with the team name. I mean, I got a recycling bag that has W that I take to the grocery store that has W on it. The feeling of, I don't even know how to it's just something that was infected that finally seems like it's a lot cleaner now. You know what I mean? And and I know we may have to start over. We may start at the bottom, but I'd rather start at the bottom clean than at the bottom being dirty as we were.
Yeah.
So, and through all that nonsense, we somehow had some competitive seasons. Didn't really do much in the playoffs. Overall, losing record, definitely as an owner. I'm going to say a lot of missteps, a billion missteps. But the biggest one is him alienating fan base. I mean, he really, alienated former players, the fan base. He just was all about him. And, hopefully in the way that the 76ers were being built, I know the Devils were just in the playoffs. There's some track record there. So, I mean, it's like Arsenal. Arsenal's owned by the Kroenke family. The Rams won, the Avs won. We're battling for first place now for Arsenal. So, if Washington could be a competitive team every season and not have the nonsense off the field that goes on, it just makes it. It's just we never had this nonsense before, dude. This has been every year. It's been something for like a decade. Just something with him and something he said, did, just the little things about him being petty with the other owners down in Washington. Just stuff he said in the news. He wants to control the narrative of the media down there, like buying the radio stations or newspapers. And it's like it's just too much. That's very Sith-like.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's who he was, dude. And I'm so happy that that's gone. And I'd rather just keep it on the field. So cool. I'm excited.
Cool, man. Well, let's stay in the NFL because there was some other big news that happened this week. May 11th, the NFL, the 2023 NFL,
which is a week after May the 4th be with you.
Exactly. Exactly a week after May the 4th, we had the schedule release, 2023 NFL schedule release, and it's. To me, this is cool. I know you don't really care, but I think it's cool how the NFL has.
I did this year. I cared this year. Only because I want to see that one game was.
Yeah.
And the Dallas. That's it. The Dallas games. All I care about, and if there's any special attractions.
No, but I just think it's cool that the NFL has made this into an event. And truly, and
they make everything into an event. They're really good at that, and I'm giving them credit. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, they have made lists, pretty much lists into an event. The draft is just a list of names and players and teams. And the schedule is just a list of dates and teams. But they have made this into an event. But what's really cool is how, and I think the Chargers set this off, but how now everybody has to have like scheduled release videos to announce their schedule and stuff like that. So it's like, oh man, I'm just loving the creativity of teams and stuff like that. So first of all, let's talk about the scheduled release videos and some of the social media things that happen. How did you think of this year's videos?
Well, I didn't. You didn't like my team's videos. I thought it was kind of hammy.
It was, but it took some creativity.
Yeah, I mean, it was creative. Only one I liked was when we were doing the Bears. Did you see the one where we were facing the Bears this year?
Yeah.
I had Ron Rivera's.
Yeah. That was cool. That was, I like that.
36 years from now, after I'm wearing this jersey, I'm going to be coaching the team and we're going to be playing each other. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that was kind of.
Yeah, so I thought, you said it was terrible. And then I watched it. I was like,
it was like, I'm not in for that mascot. I wasn't in for a mascot. But if this schedule release came out the day that we were sold, I probably would be a little bit more forgiving.
Right.
It just happened to come the day before. So, but dude, I mean, I love cartoons and anime. So the San Diego one was still good for this year. I love the Teen Titan Tower that they had. Yeah. And like Cyborg, who obviously is, we know who that dude is, a cyborg, to be honest. Derrick Henry. But like, and I try to watch as much as I could. There's not one that every time I've watched Tennessee's like 3 or 4 times, dude.
I watched it. I've watched it like probably 10 times. Dude.
And every time.
Hilarious, dude.
That doesn't even exist. That doesn't even exist. Week 14.
Yeah,
like the Jaguars.
That was good. Tennessee.
Dude, the Orioles. Like, the lightning bolt. No, the McQueens. The McQueens.
I like the Florida Atlanta Dolphins.
Yes, dude. Oh my god.
They mistook the Colts for the Cowboys with some short.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
And they were so sure about it too. Oh
god. Chester Cheeto.
Yeah, Chester Cheeto. Oh my god. The Atlanta one was the Stallions.
Yeah, the Red Stallions. Oh, I like Cincinnati was the Boston Bobcats.
Yes. Oh yes. What are they? The 49, 69ers?
It was the Steelers.
It was the Steelers. Like, it literally says Steelers on the logo.
On the logo. Oh man, it was so good.
Where did you get that from?
It's so good.
Me right now.
So good, Eric. Oh man, that was good. Some other I was gonna say some other ones I like. Well, there was the Denver Broncos. They did theirs Office style, which I thought was kind of creative because I love The Office. Detroit, theirs was pretty funny. It was him. It was their coach Dan Campbell playing. It was like a Madden game, but it was kind of slick how they did that. I love the San Diego Chargers. I thought that was good, even though they took a shot at my boy, but that's okay.
Hey, he got his contract, right?
Yeah, but then they even put Ken Francis' name on the contract, and then they scratched it off.
Oh,
yeah. And then you see Poe in the background in a wheelchair, all hurt.
No, I missed out. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I like theirs even more. The only one I saw was the little line that they had, which was kind of cool. He's like, like a little. Yeah, that was, dude. I gotta go back and look at that one now.
Yeah, and of course I showed my daughter who loves anime. I was like, what do you think of this? She caught like all these anime references that, of course, I had no idea what was what. Yeah. She liked the Teen Titans reference. But she really liked it. She thought it was cool, man. But it was just so creative. What's another creative one? I'm trying to think that popped up. Oh, I could tell you what I didn't like. Was Arizona.
That was utter trash.
Taking shots at teams. Like, my thing is, if it'd be for one thing, like if you just came off a Super Bowl win or something, you know what I'm saying?
One thing was funny.
Yeah.
Like the Chargers taking, doing the contract thing, whatever. That was still funny.
Right, that's funny. Right.
To it. you're doing yours to like supposedly hit songs that aren't funny. So week 1 you got Peppa Pig because you're playing us. Really? Trip because you're playing the Giants. Daniel Jones falling down somewhere.
Yeah,
You know how many jokes we can make of that team?
dude.
Like stop. Like yeah, that was trash.
Yeah.
That was trash. They could have done better.
Yeah, that's all right. We see them week 6, I think, or something, or week 8.
So what song did they have for you guys? Or you know?
Oh, you don't know?
Mm.
This is yeah. So they had Running Back featuring.
Oh yeah, you said that. Yes.
Yeah, with a picture of Lamar Jackson. Like, come on, dude, that's lame. F y'all. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but I like the creativity. I like that the NFL hypes it up. But I'm gonna tell you something. Honestly, this is a big deal, though. I mean, I know some people look at it like, "Oh, you already know who the opponents are. You just find out where they play." But this is a big deal because there are NFL fans travel. NFL fans travel. I'm one of them.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, I don't even go to my own stadium,
Right.
which is like an hour away. So as soon as that schedule went out at 8:00, 8:01, this dude's on Southwest.
Yes, I'm on Southwest trying to see
Cincinnati, yo.
Yes, dude.
Like that's not me.
Right. And the thing is, I think I told we on the phone and I said I'm up here looking up flights. I'm like, dang, all the cheap flights are gone already. Because I know, dude, I don't want to digress too much, but I was trying to look for a flight to the Arizona game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? On Southwest. Sold out. The only ones that were left were like the real expensive ones. And I know they're Ravens fans. I know it's
Ravens. The only reason I know what you're talking about is that one game that we all went to in Miami.
Miami, yeah.
And I was just on a plane. I don't know how we took like 3 different flights. I don't know how we did that because you and Rudy took the same.
No, because me and Rudy did it right when the schedule came out, but you and Dan waited a little bit. I think, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, you guys did it like 8:02.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, ours did the later. Me and him didn't get the same flight, but funny, my flight ended up being earlier than everybody's.
Oh yeah,
and I was just like, where y'all at? You know,
right.
I'm there waiting for everybody to get there, and then mine left last and got there first. So I don't know what kind of flight plan y'all had. So
that was such a cool weekend, yo. Because
it was good, but in saying that, it was all purple on the plane.
Yes,
and again, Miami is a destination place.
Right,
I get it, especially going down there last time. I get it. Like I would go there too, but seeing that every team's home game has been against Washington at Washington these past couple of seasons, I can see the NFL people travel.
Yeah,
and it makes sense. So I get it now before, but I was never. I guess how can I put it? I've had limited view of going to see any of my teams. I think what really got me into it is luckily my wonderful, of course, wife got me tickets to go for me to go see us play Dallas. Which happened to me last football game. I saw it down there in that stadium because that team's been terrible. And that night was, I'll never forget it. So that was memorable. But that never really got me wanting to just still go back due to the fact that stadium is terrible. It's a mile walk to get there from the metro. Then taking the metro back up to Green, whatever, I can't remember what's called.
Greenbelt.
Yeah, Greenbelt, thank you. And then from there, we don't live in Greenbelt. No. So to get from Greenbelt back home, it's like a 2-hour journey.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, that's a lot. So get home at 2:00 in the morning because they flexed it to a night game.
Oh, really? They flexed that?
That game was flexed. That game was supposed to be like 1 or 4.
Oh.
And then they flexed it to 8.
Oh.
And of course that day was 30 and like with a wind chill. So it was like under 30 degrees. So it was freezing, but it was still great because we beat that. I don't care how cold I was, we beat Dallas. That's all that mattered. But I was I think the only this is which is funny. The only team that ever made me want to go travel see them is Arsenal.
Yeah.
And I've literally seen more Arsenal games than I've seen like Washington games.
And is Arsenal coming to Philly this year or something? Like
Arsenal's they're gonna be at MetLife Stadium
this year.
They're gonna be at Audi Field. Yeah. Also they're playing the MLS All Stars for the All Star game.
Where's Audi Field?
It's DC.
Oh, okay. So are you going to both of those?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just the timing of it, and those tickets were the MLS game went like that.
Yeah.
And the one up at Audi Field is my wife's birthday weekend. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, not Audi Field up in New Jersey.
By the way, that stadium, I think I told you, is so blah. That stadium has no personality.
Yeah, it's like the state that it's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get it. But it's funny. It was announced this week that Arsenal is playing a game against Barcelona in LA. And I'm like, at SoFi.
When?
It's July something.
Oh.
It's like in between my birthday and her birthday. I can't know exactly what it is. I was like, wait a minute, because Barcelona is my kids' team.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, I was like, oh man. Had the boys go out there, and, I go out there for Arsenal, and I've never been to California. And then go to SoFi, which is our owner's stadium, so Arsenal playing at SoFi and, playing against one of the biggest clubs in the world will just be fun. So,
by the way,
go watch, Real Madrid. Go ahead.
You just reminded me, speaking of California, the Arizona, just to show you how much punks they are. You know what song they use for the Rams? California Girls. Or Katy Perry. This is a team that won a Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Okay. So they have Katy Perry. Who's in Arizona? Like, who's from Arizona? I think that was Jordan Love, or something. Not Jordan Love. I think
Jordan Sparks is from Arizona.
Yeah, I said Jordan Love.
Don't talk bad about Jordan Sparks.
Huh?
Don't say nothing bad about Jordan Sparks.
No, I like her.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying, like, that's the only person I know from Arizona.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, I was like, LA's got a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you can pick that. They have a rivalry. It's a rivalry with them. I don't care. That's fine.
I know, but California girls, come on, man. That's a little wild.
Peppa Pig, whatever.
All right, but anyway, let's move on. Let's take a look at this real quick. Take a look at your schedule, man, and see what games you excited about this year.
Thanksgiving, December 3rd and December 18th.
All right, so let's see. December 3rd. Wait a minute, is this all the games?
No, it's not. It looks like it's themes for some of the games.
Oh, these are darn it. I have the wrong graphic up here. Oh,
that's all right. I mean, December 3rd is when we play the Dolphins. That's a game that we want to go to.
Yes.
Thanksgiving Day, of course, we play Cowboys.
Right.
And week 18, we end the season with the Cowboys. So that's it.
Yeah, I get it.
Everything filled in is 2 Eagles games, 2 Giants games. Obviously Arizona. Who do we play now? I think we play the AFC South this season.
Okay.
So there's that. But yeah. I'm more excited about this season than I have been in a long time.
That's good, man. That pumps me up. Look, I'm happy about your Arsenal fandom, but it kind of hurt me knowing that you care more about Arsenal than you did.
I still do. Don't get me wrong.
I know you do, but that kind of hurt me a little bit, man. Because I know you so long, you love this team, and I
was burnt. I love my Mets. I love my Mets, but the first team I fell in love with was Washington.
Yeah.
And the burgundy and gold, and I've been, since I was like 7. But Daniel Snyder slowly but surely poisoned the well.
So bad. That's so
And
bad.
I couldn't, man. And then, I couldn't support the team. Everything was just toxic.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it's different. But what gets me excited and what I like now, because I understand it, is your fanaticism for your teams. Now I don't know why you don't go out of town for Orioles 3-game set, but that's besides the point. Well,
You know what? It's so funny you said that. Me and Nathan were just talking about this. I'm
oh,
like,
okay.
and we were like, we need to see more ballparks. And I was like, what? I never traveled to see the Orioles play. So
do that. That's see, I don't know why. Shame on you for that. Shame on you, sir.
Yeah, you're right. But that's what
I mean, when the Orioles schedule release party happens.
But here's the thing. But you know what it is? But here's the thing. Honestly, now that the teams play every team, like now that gets me excited because now that stadium, like I want to go to San Francisco Stadium. I want to go like we're playing the Pirates here, right? I was like, ooh, because I was looking on the schedule. Ooh, when can we go to PNC Park? And I was like, Dad, we play him here this year, but guess what? Next year we're probably gonna play him. So we are gonna make that trip to Pittsburgh. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna, do because before I just wanted to go to like iconic stadiums, like I saw Wrigley, I saw Fenway, but now I want to see I do want to see him play on the road. So but anyway,
dude, I want to go to Aberdeen.
Dude, gotta get to Aberdeen before because he's tearing it up, and I gotta get up there before he gets promoted. But anyway, real quick, let's take a look at this Ravens schedule. Because I'm excited about this schedule, Art. Kind of, sort of. The one thing I find funny about
it's not an easy schedule.
No, it's not easy at all. One thing I like is that week 2, week 4, and week 5 we play the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers on the road.
69ers.
What?
Yeah,
and the team with the NFL logo. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we play the Boston Bobcats, the 49ers, 69ers, Stars, and the NFL logo.
And the week 15 you play it, that doesn't exist.
That's almost like a second. That's almost like a second bye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that doesn't even exist.
We play the Cowboys week 3.
Yeah.
We play the Texans week 1.
Oh yeah. The Texans.
We play Lightning McQueen in week 12. That's too funny. The Atlanta Florida Dolphins in week 17. That's pretty good. But no, I'm just glad we're done all of our divisional opponents by week 5 on the road.
Yeah.
So
you get the good weather. You're not going to be in bad weather.
Yeah, and honestly, and this may sound defeatist, but if we just go 1-2 in those games, I'm happy. I'm happy because I feel like we could beat all 3 of those games at home, especially later in the year. So if we go 4-2 in the division, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? If we just go 1-2, I'm fine. I know, like I said, of course I want to win all of them, but that's tough. So I
really do think too the Ravens are the only team that will have a kicker on the front of their schedule. I don't think anyone else has a kicker.
Hey man, when
takes care of their team.
That's what happens when you have the GOAT. Some other games I'm looking forward to. First, and I also look in terms of travel because I really want to go to that week 2 Cincinnati team game. That's the only NFC North stadium I haven't been, or we're in the North, right? AFC North, yeah. That's the only road stadium I haven't been to, so I want to go there. May try to go to that Tennessee game in Tottenham, maybe. And I wouldn't mind. And I wouldn't mind going to Arizona, but I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, I think the game I don't like is this San Francisco game. This is tough, dude.
It's on Christmas too.
Christmas Day night on Christmas night on the West Coast, which means they're not going to get back to Baltimore until Tuesday morning. Then they got to play the Dolphins
on New Year's Eve.
On New Year's Eve on a short, on a short week. So
yeah.
So the Dolphins got to come up in the cold, but we got to play them in a short week. So I guess that balance.
The Dolphins will be in the Maryland area twice in December.
Yeah, man. The Dolphins, they got, what was it, December 3rd? They were in Washington. Then 12/21, December 31st, like you said, New Year's Eve. They're back up here in the cold, so that should be interesting. But I mean, it's a tough schedule, but I mean, it is what it is, and I like the fact that we have a lot of home games the last 12 weeks. We have 8 home games the last 12 weeks of the season, last 12 games of the season. So that's 75% of your games at home. So I'll take it. So. But I'm excited about the season, man. This gets me pumped up. This gets me excited. I'm even more excited now that we got our quarterback locked up. I think we got a good team, so I'm excited.
I mean, good things too is not only that. I think this will be your first time you'll be going to FedEx Field too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This will be my first time going to FedEx. Yeah.
Going to FedEx, and I may try to get another game in there somewhere. So
yeah,
maybe I'll go to a Crows game if it depends on how you're playing.
No, okay. Well, I told you my daughter wants to go to see Detroit.
Detroit,
yeah.
Oh my, I'm good. That one. I'm not too concerned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Detroit. I mean, well, we'll see.
Okay. Oh, here's the other thing, real quick, before we move on. I feel that it's interesting that the Ravens potentially could play the top three. The second, because we don't play Bryce Young, but we play the next top three quarterbacks that we're taking in the draft. So we're going to start off with C.J. Stroud week 1. We might get Anthony Richardson week 3, and we could play Will Levis in London, man, in week 6. So I find that that's pretty interesting. All right, man. Next, let's go to the NBA.
Let's
go to the NBA because you had a different.
I got the same day. I had good news and I had bad news.
Yeah. I'll let you start.
Well, first, let's start with the biggest team that got eliminated this week. And no, not that one. I'm talking about the other one. So, excuse me, Phoenix. Chris Paul was out these last couple of games, so y'all know you're already shaking your head. Chris Paul lost. I was out these last couple of games, so it was really just a KD and Devin Booker show, or the DB KD show. Ayton was kind of ailing a little bit. I don't know. How can I put it? I know when KD got there, I mean, I wasn't one of those people, but I just don't understand how people think chemistry occurs, But everybody's like, oh, now they're a favorite, and blah, 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 blah.
But that's understood. But you understood why they felt like
I understand why, but let's see them play together for a little bit before he gets off the plane. Because in the NBA, especially during the middle of the season, when you add people, big people, it doesn't. How many times has that worked out? Maybe before the season, like when they went and recruited him in Golden State, they had the season. They didn't even have that here.
Okay.
To build a chemistry and rapport and all that good stuff. But go ahead.
But I hear what you're saying. But look conversely at the Lakers. They did the same thing. They had a D'Angelo Russell.
Well, he's a smaller piece, though.
No. But hold on. They added him. They added Hachimura. They made all these trades.
No. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying they made all these trades and added pieces. And dude, they look like they've been playing together all season.
But not the big piece, right? So it's not like they went and traded and got KD. That's what I'm saying. I think D'Angelo Russell also and Hachimura and those guys were addition by subtraction because who did they get rid of?
Yeah, Westbrook.
So you still have your two main guys. When you add a KD during the middle of a season, he's the main guy.
He becomes the guy. I got you.
Yeah. So now your main guy, your best player, Devin Booker, and everybody has to kind of, okay, how are we going to do this? In those last couple of games, they played well together with no CP3 there. But, it takes a team to win a championship.
But, is it a chemistry issue or are we just not giving Denver enough credit? They're just the superior team regardless. You know what I'm saying?
They're the number one seed. But that's what I'm saying. Like, automatically, KD's there in the middle of the season. Oh, they're the favorite. Well, what about the teams that were better than them even after he got there? Like, they were, I don't even know what seed they were. They ended up being, because they were fluctuating between 4, 5, 6 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were just going up and down. But Denver's been consistent. Jamal Murray's back. That's a huge addition. That's something that they've been missing in the playoffs these past couple of seasons. Djokovic. It's not tennis.
Jokic.
I don't know. I go back to tennis.
No, I get it.
Jokic is. Dude had what 30, 17 to 17 one game.
Yo,
And he looks like he's going to run out of oxygen.
He looks like he's playing in slow motion, yo. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Like I'm like, is he tired or is he okay? Like, I feel like he needs an inhaler halfway through the game. And he just keeps going and he plays and he passes to people and they're open and they play. That team is coached well. They've blended together and they've done a good job. But people, and they're the number one seed, but people, because I feel like they underestimate Jokic. Even though he's been back-to-back MVPs,
right?
And everything else that hasn't, but because they missed Jamal Murray, because Murray is a glue for that team, and as you can tell when he's there, they don't miss a beat. So, I just don't know why people just wanted to give it to Phoenix right away instead of seeing them play for a little bit. I know that's just how the media and hype machine works. Yeah. So, my question to you is, if you're the general manager of the Phoenix Suns, you gave away all these draft picks to get KD. You got him for 3 years. You got Devin Booker for 5 years. What are you changing on that team?
Chris Paul. Dude, I don't know. My first reaction to that question, first thought is Chris Paul. Only because you need someone reliable in the playoffs. He's not reliable, dude. It's like a broken record. You get to the first, second round of playoffs, you get Chris Paul gets hurt. It seems like it happens every year, dude. I don't know, man. But I feel like if they brought in someone like a D'Angelo Russell, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I was gonna ask you, what's it take for is the two-part question is, are they gonna ever win? And if so, what is it gonna take for them to get over this hump, yo? Like they get so close every year. Like, what do you think?
I think Ayton's time in Phoenix is over as well. I just think he's not saying he's worn out his welcome. I don't know if there was just that fit there. Maybe Monty's got to go too. Maybe they just need a whole culture change. And I think 3 pieces probably need to go. And Monty's done a great job, but maybe because after the finals, they've gone out in the second round each of the past 2 years. So maybe it's put it this way: if Milwaukee can get rid of Budenholzer, then they can get rid of Monty.
Yeah.
But again, I like Monty, I really do. Yeah. But something's got to change. CP3's to me, he's got to go. Yeah. Ayton's got to go. At least those 2.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens to go from there because you have again KD for 3. Booker for 5. So they're going to be there. Everything else, and you don't need big pieces.
Yeah.
You need 2 big pieces and a bunch of complementary parts. It's like Voltron was 1 big black lion and 4 other small lions, or 2 smaller ones and 2 kind of medium ones.
Well, that's pretty much
formed together for Voltron. You get what I'm saying?
And basically, what you're talking about is a team. Sounds like a team that we're going to talk about coming up. 2 big pieces and a lot of good complementary players. Moving on from
go ahead. I'm gonna say
no. Complete your thought.
Yeah, or there's a team that has no big superstars, a bunch of complementary players, and 1 guy who's just a dog. Okay. And of course I'm talking about Miami. I don't know who's even on that team besides Lonzo Mourning. Is he still there? Jason Williams. Is he on that team? Tim Hardaway.
What
was that dude? Ronnie Cycli. Is he on that team?
Herm
Douglas.
He's still on the team.
Yeah, dude, they just like he said. I know Bam Adebayo's on that team. I know, of course, Jimmy's on that team. You got Lowry coming up, but they got a bunch of dudes on that team I've never even heard of. And Eric Spoelstra, who has never won a Coach of the Year, by the way, is coaching his butt off. And that team, they eliminated the Knicks in 6 yesterday, and which was painful, unfortunately. But you can't have everything, right? That whole day for me, the Knicks won too. Would have been, and the Mets came back to win finally.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was like it was a full day almost. So, what was I gonna say?
So Miami was an 8th seed and they made the conference final.
Yeah, so they beat Milwaukee, got their coach fired. They played, I think, New York was maybe 5.
Yeah,
Something
4
like
or
that.
5. Yeah.
And they went and beat New York. But I feel like they're just that type of team who will play defense and will wear you down. And somehow Jimmy hits the shots that he needs to hit. Or he'll go for 50, or it's Jimmy Butler is one of those, and he's so weird. Like, he's not a superstar.
No.
I don't care. He's not a superstar.
No.
But he's a guy who could take the destiny of your team in his hand and somehow will it to a victory.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is definitely crazy. And that team is built around that kind of toughness.
Yeah. How much, to your point, how much better would the 76ers be if they just held on to Jimmy Butler, man?
Well, see, I don't know how him and Embiid would beat.
But he brings that mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what I feel like is. I get what you're saying, but it's like he brings that toughness and that will.
Think about it. What if he stayed in Minnesota? What if he worked? He's been on a bunch of teams.
Yeah, but I'm just saying before he went to Miami, he was on 76ers, and they could have chose to keep him there. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's why I
I know what I'm saying, but it just wouldn't have worked, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, because maybe Jimmy's better off in this.
Yeah.
Everybody's a B plus, and
yeah.
I'm not trying to diss anybody. I'm not. I'm not.
You bring up a good point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He's the guy there. You know what I'm saying?
He's the guy, but he's not like the NBA guy. Like,
yeah,
we do our advertisements or upfronts. We're gonna have because Jimmy Butler could honestly walk into a shop somewhere and you wouldn't know who he is.
Yeah.
But when he's on that court, you know who he is.
Right.
And he's just that type of dude.
Yeah.
And he's a baller. He is a baller. I remember I heard a story. I forgot when he was on the Timberwolves, where I forgot who was the coach at the time. Could have been Thibodeau, could have been somebody else. Where Jimmy was upset at practice. He's like, "I'll take the reserves and beat the starters," and he took the reserves and beat the starters, and just walked out. He said, "Y'all need to pay me," and just walked out the gym.
Yeah.
And it was like, like when he's just that type of dude. Sometimes like maybe it just doesn't work with other superstars, but it's working now because they're in the Eastern Conference Finals again.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You got it.
No, I was just gonna say, and the question is, who are they gonna play?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go to next.
Oh, okay.
76ers or Boston. Boston has the home court advantage. They're going back for Game 7, and that's today. Who you got, Boston or Philly?
Well, first of all, let me just start off by saying I'm really disappointed, man. I'm rooting for Philly. They gave up that game the other night. I'm so disappointed, man. I keep
hold on.
I'm sorry. I keep trying to defend Doc Rivers. I keep trying to think, that these, Embiid, really cares about, winning. Man, that's not, maybe that's being too harsh. I think he cares. But man, Hurt, how do you not win that game? They had it on their home court, dude. In the fourth quarter, I think at one point they were up 83-81. They had 2 possessions where they could have increased their lead, and they were missing shots. And it was only like 3 minutes and 42 seconds left in the game, and that was just enough time for Tatum, who hadn't done jack the whole game, to just get hot. And then they couldn't come back. Then when they went down, it was like they just crumbled. It was the weirdest thing. They looked like in that last 2 to 3 minutes, Hurt, like they forgot how to play basketball. And to me, it looked like a straight up choke job, yo. And I was so disappointed because it's like for 45 minutes of that game they played great. In the last 3 minutes when they could have put it away, dude, they choked it away. And it's just like I was just disappointed, man. I'm just so disappointed. So no, I don't think they're winning. I don't think they're winning. I think Boston's gonna. I mean, I'm still rooting for for the 76ers, but I got a feeling Boston's going to take it, man. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That game 7 is on Sunday. At 3:30 in Boston. I put it like this. This was the best so far James Harden has played, even when Embiid was out in the playoffs. If they don't do it now and get past Boston, then and I think they have a better chance matchup-wise to beat Miami than Boston does, honestly. But if they don't do it now, you got to blow up that. You know, I know it's trust the process. And I know my new owner owns this team. So but winning the game 7 at Boston has never been easy. But if the 76ers, who I feel like had things in the palm of their hand, don't do it now. And again, another thing is too, Embiid always gets hurt sometimes too.
Yeah.
It's always something with them as well. So I think it's gonna be a good game now. I think it's gonna be a good game. But I think the Celtics are gonna win.
Yeah. Dude, I was, and I'm not even like a Philly fan, 76ers fan like that. But man, I was just so disappointed, man. I was so disappointed.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't know, man. But let's go to another team.
Yeah. Might as well just go to Major League Baseball. There's nothing else in the NBA, right?
Nope.
Okay. So let's talk about the team that was supposedly gold-blooded. Team who one Stephen A. Smith said if a certain guy wins this series, he'd put him on his Mount Rushmore, and he would have to kick another guy off his Mount Rushmore.
Oh, ridiculous.
In other words, I'm saying my Friday was even better than it normally was because one, LeBron James and his Lakers defeated, sent home Steph and the little corgi, which seems to be the team mascot, home for the season. And all I can say is thank you.
And you didn't think they were going to win this series.
I didn't want to jinx it. You know how I am.
Yeah.
I didn't want to agree with you. I couldn't. I couldn't, dude. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I know who I'm rooting for, but I didn't want to ruin it.
Right.
So, hold on one second.
All right. That. Look, man. I felt like if the Lakers didn't do it on their home floor last night, it was going to be tough for them to win Game 7. I really thought that. So I was rooting for them. The Warriors.
Yeah, I know, but that again, real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that road team that was 9-30 during the regular season. I know they won in Sacramento, but that was the youth of Sacramento. I feel like Sacramento really had that series.
Yeah.
Golden State went through, so then it was like, everybody's, of course, once Golden State beat Sacramento, Golden State's the favorite. Golden State's the favorite. And then they went down 3-1 to the Lakers. And, then it was like, well, we'll see. And then, they won Game 5, so it was 3-2. But I knew the Lakers had to put this away yesterday.
Yeah.
And they did. And I'm just, and now, again, I don't dislike Steph. I don't. But great players, supposedly great players, will get ridiculed for wins, losses, if they ate pizza or not, whatever. Or, anything. Like LeBron will get anything they'll fight against LeBron, they'll use against him. I've never heard anybody criticize or do anything with Steph. It's usually just the Warriors in general. It's like the team. And so what happens? The Warriors lose, and they're like, we just knew we weren't like championship material and stuff. What if LeBron said that? LeBron could be, and mind you, LeBron hasn't been on the greatest of teams. He definitely didn't have a team on there with with Ray Allen was on his team, but besides Ray Allen, he definitely didn't have a team that had a shooter like Clay, or stuff like that. So, and listen, Warriors agree this wasn't a championship team. That sounds like they're making an excuse. So if they're all healthy and everybody's happy and Steph's hitting 3-pointers, it's all Smurf Village. Everybody's happy. Everybody's got a roll. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, except for grouchy Smurfs, of course. But then they'll go and they lose. Oh, yeah, we agree. This wasn't. We're not material. LeBron doesn't get to use those things as excuses. He doesn't. I get a little bit tired of, like, if you want to put certain people up in that echelon, if you want to say how great somebody is, then they should get treated or ridiculed the same way. And they don't do that with Steph.
You bring up a good point. I guess I haven't thought about this, but I don't think I've ever heard any Steph criticism. I'm like, what does he get criticized for?
Not even 73-9. Did he get criticized for that?
No.
Because who did he lose to?
Yeah.
So that was okay because you lost to LeBron.
Yeah, I'm really trying to think. When have I ever heard?
But LeBron got criticized for losing to them when he lost 2 of his best players.
No, but
that's lost on his resume.
But here's the thing: we all know LeBron is going to get criticized regardless, right? To me, that's not even.
And I'm fine.
Right, but we just know that because of who he is, it's going to happen. But to your point, I don't think I've ever heard any criticism of Steph. Like, I'm really
the team loses.
I don't think I've ever heard. I'm trying to rack my brain here, but I think you're right, dude. I never hear this dude get criticized.
All I saw was, he's 15-7 before the season started against LeBron in the postseason is what I saw.
Oh, okay.
Is he? Is he 15-7? So guess what? Guess what he has now? Because you know what I did? I know I could be wrong. I subtracted one Kevin Durant from that equation. So first I would be subtracting one Kevin Durant from that. Just think about it. The 1 year there was a full strength LeBron James team, they beat the 73-9 team. The year before, when they played, LeBron lost Kevin Love and Kyrie. All right. And still they fought. And in that series, I think he had points, rebounds, and assists. Or in one of those series, he was the leading scorer in all those for both teams.
Mm.
It might have been another series, but I know it was one of those, right? So then they get KD, and all of a sudden he gets 8 wins against LeBron in those things, right? So now he's 15-7. But there's no KD this year. What happened? What happened? He no beat LeBron without no KD. He can't beat LeBron without KD. Why can't we say that? Why can't someone just admit that? He's not LeBron. Period. Stephen A. Take him off your Mount Rushmore. Man, you can kiss. Listen, that was you. Again, I always feel like, LeBron's the lowest common denominator on great people for some reason, right? But he's had the least amount of stuff to work with. I love how I said, just in all seriousness, put LeBron on the Warriors and put Steph on the Lakers. Who's doing what?
Yeah.
Who's doing what?
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
You don't think LeBron wouldn't mind having, Poole shooting, having there playing defense, passing the Clay, or even having Draymond bring up the ball and doing some of the dirty work because he doesn't have to play defense then?
Yeah. And
then Looney's getting rebounds. And that means he doesn't have to battle in the paint all the time? And he can post up all he wants.
Yeah, that is an excellent point.
What's Steph going to do once AD goes down in one game? What's he going to do? Pass it to D'Angelo? I mean, that didn't work because D'Angelo wasn't Golden State for a little bit. How's that gonna work? Who's he gonna pass to?
Yeah.
Reeves. I'm just saying. I get tired of it. I'm so happy this happened. This was, Washington being sold was one. This happening was two. But it was closer than I actually felt like I wanted it to be.
Right.
Because again, the game comes on at 10. When I was like, I'm going to bed. But 12 o'clock, you wake up like, what's the score? Okay, all right. Put the phone.
And I watched that entire game.
Oh, did you? I was nervous, so I was like, let me just. I was like, all right, maybe if I have to wake up and go to the bathroom like 4 o'clock, I'll look. And I woke up and I looked. I was like, take out.
Yeah.
Take out. Like, dude, I'm just. Hey, we might have a Miami Lakers final. I don't know. And I'm actually looking forward to it.
I don't want to see that. We already.
No, I don't either. Don't get me wrong. I don't either. But I don't want. But I don't want to see Utah versus anybody. That's the.
You mean Denver?
Oh, Denver. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. See, that's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to see Denver versus anybody.
So speaking of Denver, dude, who's winning this next series? Though, honestly, who's winning this?
And Denver's a better team.
Yeah, I think this is
I
where
think it'll be Denver. I think LeBron has matchup. I think they probably put Gordon on him. Aaron Gordon probably because Aaron Gordon's very athletic. He's big. Or they may put him on AD. If AD is guarding Jokic, he's going to get in foul trouble. So I don't know if you put LeBron on him. There's a lot of matchup issues the Lakers have.
Yeah.
Facing Denver. So and Murray's been killing it. So unless they can make this game a little bit more emotional, get their feelings in it, I don't think Jokic is going to go push Jeannie Buss down or anything. But I think it was too easy for them against Phoenix. I don't think it's going to be easy for them against LeBron. I think LeBron brings a different pedigree to that series. But Denver is the better. I think it probably goes 7, but I think Denver's going
to. Okay. All right, man. Well, we talked about football. We talked about.
Yeah, we might as well end on a downer, I guess. Right?
Basketball. Well, I'm ending on a high note.
Well, that makes one of us. So let's start with the downer.
Okay.
So my New York Metropolitans, through going into this week, we're doing okay for a little bit. Then all of a sudden we hit a brick wall and we could not get past it. 3-7 on our last 10. We're getting killed against Cincinnati. We're getting killed against Kansas, Detroit. Was killing us. Verlander came back and he actually had a good game that he pitched, but we struggled in that game. It's we're 19-20 now. We were in second. We're now in third. 6.5 games behind the Braves. We've been terrible. We can't hit at all. I didn't like that, and I feel like even though Correa is struggling currently with Minnesota, I think Correa would have been a missing piece that we needed for our offense. Besides McNeil and besides Polar Bear, and besides Lindor, is not the best. And even though Polar Bear leads the league in home runs, we can't get enough runs across to win games, man. We have a negative 14 run differential. And
wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because we can't score. And then the days we can't score, we're not pitching great. So it's been an up and down battle this whole season. So can we turn it around? We need to. We have to. We don't have a choice. I don't know what we're going to do. But I think, again, Verlander coming back. He hasn't had his second start yet. Now we got to deal with an injury to Scherzer, who's having like a little neck issue. That's it. That needs to be managed. So, I don't know. But those two have to be healthy for us to do anything. But we may need to go trade, get a bat or something. Because we're not hitting the way I don't even know what the team batting average is, but it's not good. But on the brighter note, let's talk about them O's who had a really, really tough schedule this week, including facing your your divisional leader in Tampa Bay. So how'd your week go?
I'm loving this right now because all I kept hearing, yeah, the Orioles are one of the best teams in the league, but their starting pitching ERA is over 5. They've played the bottom feeders on the schedule. So all we do is we go to Atlanta, a team we should have swept, a team we had the lead in all those games, late in all those games, but we just couldn't pull it out. Credit to Atlanta. Atlanta's good, man.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
I know.
yeah, dude. Now that I've gotten to watch them, that team is
And they
good.
just reload. They just reload people.
Yeah,
Pick people, they bring them up from the minors. They'll get rid of a big free agent, and they'll just like Freddie Freeman.
yeah,
And they'll just come up, and then it's like a Freddie Freeman Jr. There's the Acuñas. I mean, they just breed people.
dude. I much respect for that team, but guess what? We went toe to toe, and we could have swept them. Literally, we could have swept them. Right. We had leads late in all those games, man. Late in leads in all those games, and we just couldn't pull it out. Then we go to the best team in baseball, or the best team in baseball comes to us, and we only take 2 out of 1. We take 2 out of 3 in them. And now the first place Pittsburgh Pirates in town, and we just took them out last night. Let me tell you something. Don't sleep on my Orioles, man. This team is fun. They're young. They're and they are stacked too.
6-4 in the last 10.
Yeah.
32 run differential. And the best part is they are winning records on the home and on the road.
Yeah, and the people talk about the starting pitching. The starting pitching the last 10 games has been outstanding.
Outstanding.
Yeah, so I'm loving it, man. Cedric Mullins hit for the cycle last night.
Yes. Yeah, we had that home run to finish it too.
Yeah, and we needed that home run too because we were only up 3-2 at the time. So he gave us some space, so that was really good. But the cool thing about the Orioles is it's just their celebrations. They've been going viral with their celebrations. Do you know about their celebrations?
You got the water hose thing?
Yeah, the home run hose.
Yes.
And then whenever there's an extra base hit, the person on second does the sprinkler, and then all the starting pitchers spit out water like a faucet. It's so cool. But the cool thing is the team adapted that and said, you know what, we want the fans to take part. So we're offering $20 tickets, section 86 behind the left field wall. It's the splash zone. Every time the Orioles get an extra base hit, you're gonna get splashed. It's so cool, man. So it was just instituted last night.
Remind me not to get tickets there.
But no, it was cool. You had fans with goggles on and ponchos on, and every time the Orioles got a double, a triple, home run, Mr. Splash with number 86 with the Orioles jersey, number 86, had a hose that was just spraying people. It's so cool. I love this, man. I love this, man. I love this. I love this team. But, Hurt, we got to spend money. Look, this team is going to be good. The Orioles have to make moves in the offseason. Our minor league system is loaded with talent. Make some trades.
You know who you need to get?
Bring in a frontline starting pitcher.
You know who you need to get?
What? Who?
Shohei Ohtani. Would you be willing? Now, this is Mr. They need to spend money. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Brad. What if your Orioles said, we're going to spend money, but we're going to do it 2 ways. We're going to get a hitter and we're going to get a pitcher. We're going to get it all in one guy. So let's go pay Mr. Shohei Ohtani $500 million.
Oh, if they just got to pay him, yeah. Yeah.
He's going to be a free agent soon. The trade for him would be giving up your whole city.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Trade in the
that's like if he's going to New York, we'd have to give him the Empire State Building. He's going to be a free agent because that's where you get your money. So you probably will let that run out because there's not too many teams going to have, unless you give up way too much for that. So if it is just money, would you be happy if they paid one player $500 million?
Absolutely. You know why? Because everybody else on the team is making like $200,000.
$10.
Yeah. So Go out there, get Shohei Ohtani, pay him $500 million, and our team would be pretty much unstoppable, man.
Dude, which, and I mean, we all know it's not going to happen. But the O's ever got Shohei Ohtani, I'm buying season 2 in the Splash Show. I'm telling you, I would. You know how much I love Shohei. I'd be down there all the time. Be like, let's do the show. Wait, man, I gotta hold on. It's 1:00 game today, B. We gotta do it for the stadium. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'd be like, and then people at the front gate would probably know me at that point. Shohei's on the team.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man. So, but no, the O's are doing great, man. I love the fact that people are excited about it, and people think the Ravens are Orioles. So that's even.
Yeah.
But just again.
Keep talking. I want to show you something.
Yeah. So I always felt when I got here, and I know it wasn't a team when I got here, but like this, it always, and the real reason because my mom loved baseball so much, that she knew that it was a baseball town. That's one of the things she told me. And when I got here, that's what it's always felt like. And of course, this week we got one of my friends got a picture with the Iron Man, the original Iron Man, Cal.
Yo.
So that was pretty cool. And there's so many when I saw, I was like, that's Cal, man. Look at Cal. I was like, that dude played like 3 billion straight games in a row. Like I remember, you remember when the streak happened? I remember when it didn't happen. I remember when it finally, ended and, he didn't come out and it was a standing ovation. Other people were like stuff like that. That to me, again, I know the Ravens are the draw, but the Orioles are the heart of the city. You know what I mean? And it's so cool that they're, playing as well as they're playing in second place, 4 games behind Tampa, and just doing well. Just doing well. The Yankees are 4 games back in last. But even though they're 22-18, they're over 500, which is where my team needs to get to. But we play Washington these next couple of games. We gotta sweep them.
Yeah, man. Y'all gotta take care of business, man.
Yeah, because we for some reason have just been struggling against inferior competition, in all honesty. So hopefully we can finally get it together.
Oh man, I'm trying to find something, but I don't think I'm gonna find it in time. Because I really wanted to get your opinion on this. Hold on, let me just show you. Hold on, let me just show you this real quick. Hold on. So you can see what I'm talking about. See, look, Kurt.
Oh my god.
So this is real quick. This is Cedric Mullins.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was a 3-run home run?
Yeah, it was a 3-run home run. So this was for
he's a little dude too.
Yeah, he's small. So look, there's the home run. There's Mr. Splash. Splashing everybody in the splash zone. So yeah. And just to show you.
Oh, nice. And look at that place is packed too.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's cool.
Oh, there goes the guy with the goggles.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I love that. That's fun. Definitely.
It's creative. You know what I mean?
The guys from my church are going to. I think we're going to go to a game in July.
Oh, okay.
Because one of the guys at the church knows somebody that could get a skybox.
Oh, nice.
I was like, I wouldn't mind going for a skybox. So yeah, skybox.
Yeah.
So I think it's against the Marlins or something.
Oh, okay. Oh, your old foes.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
So
I was like, last time I went to go see the Marlins, so hopefully I won't run into that same guy. Even though I know there's no Dontrell, but still.
Hold on, man. I'm trying to hold on. I want to show you this so bad. Hold on, man. Just give me a couple seconds. I saw it last night, but I don't know why I'm not finding this. Hurt. Where is it? Hold on. Where is it? All right, here we go. But I want this in the picture. But what do you think of this? How do you like that jersey?
It's too orange.
Too orange?
And there needs to be a black in there somewhere.
Okay. I like it better than last year's because I like the V-neck. Last year's didn't have a V-neck. I like V-neck.
No, V-neck works better for soccer, yes.
Yeah.
But it's just too much orange. Like even if they had like the collar could have been black, and like maybe like and they could have had collars for the shirt could have been black. I think would have been better.
Okay.
Because that looks too creamsicleish.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? I mean, as a nuanced person on soccer kits, I just think because again, the part of the team is black, so and that Zero Pepsi doesn't need to go there. It could have
Yeah, exactly. I thought like I would have preferred like the Oreos to go there and then the Zero Pepsi to go right there.
Yeah, actually, if we could put it on the shoulder, I mean, probably one of the bigger brand, but you can put it on the back. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I just think that it could have been a black stripe somewhere. Not even like it doesn't need to be a big one. Like I said, it could have been like the tubing, like around the shoulders and, and around the neck. I think could have been black, and I think it would have looked better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm all about getting soccer jerseys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with that. So and go O's. So good job. I think that's it.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, this can't get any more excited unless all my teams win championships. But then we're gonna get on it. But thank you everybody for tuning in. NYMD podcast. I didn't even go over all the Facebook, IG, Twitters. We're on StreamYard, YouTube, subscribe, like. And of course, we're on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts, you'll find us and NYMD podcast. Thank you everybody for tuning in. And tomorrow, make sure you call and you send and you hug all the mothers out there. So happy Mother's Day to everyone. And we will see you next week.
Peace out, y'all.
Go Josh Harris.